She texted me, Dad. Like the word still carried any weight. I hadn't heard from her in 5 days, not since she blocked my number the moment I refused to fund a $70,000 wedding she neither earned nor could afford. A wedding she was too proud to downsize, too entitled to manage on her own. Then tonight, out of nowhere, a message, let's talk. Just us. I want to fix things. Dinner. 7 p.m. The old place. Love you. It should have felt like an olive branch, but it reeked of a trap. Still, I went, calm, steady, on guard. When I walked into that dimly lit restaurant, I didn't see my daughter's smile or open arms. Instead, I saw her mother, my ex-wife. 3 lawyers in dark suits. A neatly folded document. A photo of my grandson lying face up beside a pen. Then came her voice, cool, rehearsed. Either sign the power of attorney and release the trust, or you'll never see him again. I didn't blink. I didn't flinch. I reached into my wallet, pulled out my phone, and said, sure. But first, someone has a few words for you. 5 days ago, Ava had screamed that I'd never supported her. Minutes later, she erased me from every channel of contact. Blocked, silenced, replaced by lawyers and resentment. My daughter had changed. Or maybe she hadn't. Maybe I'd been blind for years. She grew up with privilege, yes, but I raised her with discipline and values, or so I thought. Then came the wedding invoice, a custom Vera Wang gown, imported orchids, champagne flown in from France, and a VIP media team to capture her like royalty. I laughed quietly and said, no. She looked at me like I was disposable. You don't love me. You never did. Those weren't her words, they were her mother's. The same woman who once bled me dry in court, asset by asset, lie by lie. I'd watched Ava grow into her mother's shadow without realizing that shadow now wanted control over my grandson's trust. But I didn't beg her to talk to me again. I didn't plead. I didn't cry. Instead, I made phone calls, to my attorney, to the private investigator who handled my divorce years ago, and to the trustee managing the sealed fund I'd built for my grandson's future, not for vanity, but protection. And then, I watched. The dinner invitation was sudden. Suspicious. So I called her fiancé's employer casually. He wasn't even in town. He'd been away for 2 days, yet his name was on the reservation. I checked bank records. Ava had applied for a $60,000 personal loan that same morning. Denied. She had no backup plan. The wedding depended entirely on that trust. Then my PI's report came in, conversations, screenshots, a digital trail of her and my ex-wife plotting. Use the boy. He'll cave. They knew I loved that child more than anything. They thought that made me weak. I didn't bring the full report, just an excerpt. One printed message, time-stamped in black ink. Just cry. He'll believe you. Mention the boy. I arrived 5 minutes early that evening. Waited. Watched. The moment I stepped inside, the script began, the emotional appeal, the staged tears. The trust release document sat between us, soaking up the performance. I said nothing. I simply slid my own page across the table, a final chess move. Ava's eyes darted left, right, and froze. My ex tried to recover, but the damage was already done. Ava's hand trembled. She looked at me, really looked, and for the first time, saw what she never expected. A man not broken, but prepared. I unlocked my phone and dialed. It rang twice. A small voice answered, bright and pure. Hi, Grandpa. Mommy said I can talk now. I hit speaker. 3 lawyers went dead silent. My ex-wife's smile collapsed. Ava turned pale. I'm with Daddy today, my grandson chirped. We're gonna make popcorn and watch the stars. Can I show you my telescope soon? That single line cut through every manipulation in the room. Because at that moment, they realized the truth. I never lost access to him. My grandson's father, Ava's ex, trusted me. After everything she'd done to him, after trying to cut him out of their son's life, he voluntarily granted me partial guardianship. Ava didn't know. Not until now. The trust was untouchable. My rights were ironclad. Their leverage was gone. And I made sure the lawyers understood that by handing them my own version of the power of attorney, then tearing theirs in half, slowly, as they watched. I walked out of that restaurant without looking back. Outside, the summer night air felt colder than usual. But inside, there was a strange stillness, the kind that follows fire. I had once held her as a baby and promised to protect her from this world. I never imagined I'd one day have to protect the world from her. She wasn't my legacy anymore. He was. I got into my car, closed the door, and for the first time in months, I felt no grief. Only relief. This version keeps every single detail and scene intact, but is rewritten for better flow, grammar, and originality, so it's entirely copyright-free.